Hey readers, welcome to Bookopolis. I am Kari, the mayor of Bookopolis, and this is a quick tutorial to just introduce you to some of the features in Bookopolis where you can discover new books, write and share book reviews, recommend books to friends, track your reading, and more. So you'll log in up here in the right-hand corner, and when you first come into Bookopolis, you will come to my world. The first thing I like to do is change my avatar. So we have a lot of options here in our avatars. I'm going to go with the dog today. And I can also change the name of my world. Love, say dogs and books. And then you have the option to tell us a little bit more about some of the types of books you like. All right, we'll save that profile. Again, you can update that anytime. And we'll come back to my world. You see your name there. So this calculator, you can pick a date, time horizon, year, month, day. We're going to add a few more. And you can see how many hours and minutes you read in that time. So my bookshelf, this is probably the most important part in Bookopolis. You have 4 shelves. Books I'm reading now, books I've read, want to read, and books that have been recommended to me. So reading it now is where you put a book if you want to log it on your reading log, if your teacher or parent asks you to do that. Here's where you can go to log your reading and keep track of how many hours and minutes that you've read. So I am going to search for a book that I am reading right now, and I'm going to come down to Dogman 7, and then I add that to my bookshelf, reading it now. Go to view it in my bookshelf, and I see it down here. Here's where I can log an entry, and there's another tutorial that gives you more details about using the reading log and where to see it. But that's where you would come to log an entry. You can see entries from a book here or on view reading log. Now, if I finish a book, I can mark it complete, and then it automatically pops over to my I read it shelf. And once I've read it, that's when I can write a review. So click write a review, come in, give it a star rating, write a review. There's another tutorial that tells you a little bit more about how to write a review and what makes a good review. And then you can select how many times you've read it, pick the date you completed it. You can sort this shelf by the date you completed books, and I already got a badge for writing a review. Awesome. And then tell us a little bit more about who you think this book would be good for. All of these things in Bookopolis are here to help other kids find new books, and just like you can use this data to help you find new books. So I'm going to say this one's good for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th graders who like mystery and adventure. I'll click save, and then I might recommend this book. So if I recommend it to a friend and I think, hey, Jack and Beck might like this, I'll give them a little message, or I can write my own and then recommend this book. And then when they log in and they come into their recommended to me shelf, they'll see recommendations from me, just like I see this one from Annie. So you can also use our search bar or go to add another book to find a book to add to your shelf. So you can just type in the title of a book and find the book that way and add it to your shelf, or use our BookBot AI-powered search engine to look for books just on how you might use natural language. So books about kids who love to cook. Let's see what this comes up with. So these look like a lot of nonfiction books, which look good, but I'm really looking for a fiction that is realistic, and I want it to be prose, just regular words, and I'm in 5th grade. So these look pretty good. I'm going to look in, I'm going to read the summary a little more, check out reviews from other kids. This is where my review will go eventually when the Bookopolis team makes sure it's all good. And then, hey, this one looks pretty good. I'm going to add it to my Want to Read shelf. All right, so those is a really quick explanation of how you add books to your different bookshelves and what they're for. Come back to the My World page and you can explore your friends and their bookshelves, check out your latest badges and even change out badges that you've gotten. You can explore how many points you've gotten, the minutes you've read, some of this data, and check out how your points stack up to other people in your class or across the entire global Bookopolis community. This My World page also is where your teacher can send you messages, I can send you messages, and you can see what other activity is happening in your class. So there's lots more for you to explore on your own. You can always send us a feedback by hitting this orange button here, and I'll leave you with that. Happy reading!